Hello friends, in previous video we have discussed Regulating Act of 1773. In this video we will try to understand the Amending Act of 1781 and most important Pitt's India Act 1784. So let's begin. Now I am going to share with you what is Amending Act of 1781. The Amending Act of 1781 was passed by the British Parliament on 5th July 1781 to remove the defects of Regulating Act 1773. It is also known as the Act of Settlement and Declaratory Act 1781. Now we will try to understand Pitt's India Act of 1784. I will try to cover all important facts related to this act. So let's begin. The Pitt's India Act 1784, which is also known as the East India Company Act 1784, was an act passed by the Parliament of Great Britain. The purpose of Pitt's India Act 1784 was to rectify the drawbacks of the Regulating Act of 1773. Under this act, the British East India Company was brought under the control of the British government for the first time. The Pitt's India Act was named after the Prime Minister of England, William Pitt the Younger. Now we will see the major provisions of Pitt's India Act 1784. First provision is classification of the functions. In the Pitt's India Act, the functions of the East India Company were classified into political functions and commercial functions for the first time. The political functions of the company were placed under the control of the British government, or you can say under Board of Control, and the commercial functions were maintained by the Court of Directors. Now we will try to understand what was Board of Control. Board of Commissioners, known as the Board of Control, was established to exercise control over the civil, military and revenue affairs of the company. The Board of Control consisted of 6 members: the Chancellor of Exchequer, a Secretary of State, and 4 members of the Privy Council appointed by the Crown. The Secretary of the State was made the President of the Board of Control. The board was given full authority to control all the matters related to civil, military and revenue of the company. It has access to all the papers of the company, and it was mandatory for all the dispatches to be approved by the Board of Control. Now we will see the next provisions of Pitt's India Act of 1784. Dual system, it is most important. The company was represented by the Court of Directors and the Crown was represented by the Board of Control. Thus a dual system of control was established. A secret committee consisting of 3 directors was established to serve as a link between the Court of Directors and Board of Control. Now we will see the impact of this act on India. Under Pitt's India Act 1784, the members of the Governor-General's Council in India were reduced to 3 members, and the Commander-in-Chief of the King's Army was one of the 3 members. The right to vote was given to the Governor-General. The presidencies of Madras and Bombay were placed subordinate to the Governor-General. Bengal was given more powers in all matters related to diplomacy, war and revenue. Next provision related to property disclosure. The Pitt's India Act made it mandatory for civil and military officers to disclose the details of their properties in India and Britain. Corrupt officers were entitled to serve punishment. Now we will see the features of the Pitt's India Act 1784. The term British possessions in India was used for the first time. The company's affairs and administration were brought under the direct control of the British government. The members of the Governor-General's Council were reduced to 3 from 4, which made it easier to get a majority on decisions. At the end, we will see the drawbacks of Pitt's India Act 1784. The first drawback is there was no clarity in the boundaries of control between the Board of Control and the Court of Directors. The second is that the powers of the Board of Control, Court of Directors and the Governor-General were subjective and not objective. And the third, the Board of Controls were alleged for favoritism, or you can say nepotism. So in this video we have discussed Amending Act of 1781 and Pitt's India Act 1784 in detail. Thank you so much.